a great fighter.
You think he's a great fighter? But what do they think? What do you think about them comparing him to you? I mean, you're a legend, my friend.
Well, he'll be one too if he keeps fighting.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen anyone who was as big as this kid move as well as he does. For you to be that big, like 6'5", 250 pounds at only 20 years old, to move that well on your feet, to have
talents are so crazy, especially at this age, okay? It is so cool. What is he, 20, 21? And you know, he's starting to get compared to Mike Tyson as far as his trajectory.
Mike Tyson himself said this young fighter is different from today's generation. At just 20 years old, Moses Itauma is already doing things heavyweight boxing has never seen before. Boxing glove. Fast like a lightweight, powerful like a prime Tyson, and fearless against anyone in his way. Some experts believe he could even break Tyson's record as the youngest heavyweight champion ever. But the real question is, can anyone stop him? Mike Tyson praised Moses Itauma with strong words, saying he is different from today's boxers. Unlike many fighters, Itauma has real hunger, focus, and determination. Tyson said greatness comes with discipline, consistency, and learning from losses with respect. With these qualities, Itauma is already making noise in the heavyweight division and looks set to become a future legend.
Like, if you listen, this is the thing. It has nothing to do with you losing. It depends on how you lose. You lose spectacularly, hey, they're gonna always use you. Depends on how you lose. You can lose and win at the same time.
Yeah, your stock can go up.
Yeah.
Some people be like, "Oh, you undefeated? You don't know? You don't understand?" It's like, no, I do understand.
Yes, you do understand.
I came out on top, but I took the risk, and I had some close ones. But I also remember my last loss and how that made me feel, which made me not want to, lose again. And I just think that given the climate of the game now with the social, like, you get crucified in boxing if you lose a fight.
Because they don't, the people that watch boxing now don't understand boxing. They look at it from a physical perspective.
I agree with that.
They don't understand it at all.
Yeah. Man, Cuss is grooming you and prepping you. And I saw a quote from him that thing almost brought me to tears. He said, at his age, he said, how do you stay alive? What's your motivation? He said, I'm alive because Mike gives me hope to stay alive. I have a reason with Mike here.
Ariel Helwani, one of the biggest voices in combat sports, praised Moses Itauma for what he has achieved at such a young age. At just 20, he is already seen as one of the top heavyweight prospects in the world. Helwani even said Itauma could break Mike Tyson's record of becoming the youngest heavyweight champion. This is not hype. It's based on his flawless performances and his fast rise in boxing. When experts and legends notice him, it shows he is more than just potential. He is real progress.
Outside the boxing, but he's back. He's got his new fight is March the 1st in Bournemouth. So yeah, he's rolling the dice again. He's just had a little boy, so he took some time out.
Okay. When did you start to really feel like this could be a career, that you had a special gift? How soon into that, training journey did you start to realize, like, oh wow, this is what they're saying about me is different?
It's after I sparred Lawrence Okoli, my trainer at the time. He messaged me saying that what you've done today was crazy, unbelievable. If you stick at it, you can be one of the greatest boxers to live, heavyweight, sorry. And then I was like, okay, I'm not bad, but at this point, I'm a 2-time European gold medalist, 2-time national champion, but I still didn't think I was like,
What makes Moses Itauma stand out is not just his age, but the way he moves in the ring. At heavyweight, boxers are usually known for power, not speed. But Itauma has both. His footwork is fast and smooth, more like a lighter fighter. At only 20, he cuts angles, dodges punches, and sets up counters with ease. His mix of size, speed, and agility proves he is not just a heavy puncher. He is a complete fighter who can outsmart even the best heavyweights.
As to why I think that is, I've never seen anyone who was as big as this kid move as well as he does. For you to be that big, like 6'5", 250 pounds at only 20 years old, to move that well on your feet, to have that level of speed and power. When have we ever seen that before in the history of boxing? Ever. In the last 30 years even. You look at Lennox Lewis, he didn't fucking move like that for the weight. No way. As good as he was, he didn't move like that. AJ, hell of an athlete, he didn't move like that. Tyson Tyson Fury was a good mover for a big bloke. He doesn't move like that. He hasn't got that explosive speed. We're witnessing something so fucking special here. This is the most exciting combat sports athlete, any sport, MMA, boxing, whatever you want to talk about, in the world. And he's 20 years old. It's unbelievable. And I get that a lot of people have doubted him because it's hard to believe that guys who you've respected for the last 15 years can get in a boxing ring against a 20-year-old kid and get the shit beaten out of them. And that emotional connection will make you want to, oh, maybe this will happen. Oh, Dillian White's, he's training hard, he looks in shape. No. It doesn't matter what version of Dillian White shows up. Dillian White could go back through his entire fucking career and pick any version of himself out. You're getting smoked by Moses Itauma because the level difference, it's fucking huge. That's why I only gave him 2 rounds. And I respect Dillian White. I think he is a tough guy. He has had a good career, but just look at the way Dillian White moves, man, and look at the way Moses Itauma moves. This was a really easy one to predict, actually. People are comparing him to Mike Tyson. It's a hell of a compliment.
Showbiz The Adult compared Moses Itauma's fight with Dillian White to Mike Tyson's famous win over Michael Spinks. Just like Tyson shocked doubters, people questioned if Itauma was ready for White. But he proved them wrong with power, calmness, and killer instinct. That knockout wasn't just a win, it was a statement. It changed how people talk about his career and reminded everyone of Tyson's rise.
Experience bout and stuff like that. And, we never see Moses in this situation, something like that. And I responded by saying, this is going to be Mike Tyson Spinks.
Will get hit so hard the first. He going to be gun shy for the rest of the fight, like Ryan versus Rolly. It's different level. He ain't been tested. That's what he said about. I remember those exact words when Iron Mike Tyson fought Michael Spinks. They said Mike Tyson never been in a ring with somebody of the caliber of Spinks. I'll never forget. So let's see.
And damn it, how identical this shit is just mind-blowing. Check this out.
Dillian White looks a little big-eyed for me. He looks a little nervous for me, man. You gotta make 5 rounds. You looking down and shit. He looked like Michael Spinks, man.
When people started comparing Moses Itauma to Mike Tyson, it was both praise and pressure. Tyson is one of the greatest heavyweights ever, but Itauma made it clear he doesn't want to be the next Tyson. He wants to build his own name just like Anthony Joshua and other modern champions did. At only 20, he understands that greatness comes from being yourself. He doesn't want to live in Tyson's shadow. He wants people to remember him as Moses Itauma.
It's a really good thing, though, when people are talking about you and people are, talking about you being maybe the next youngest world heavyweight champion after Mike Tyson, trying to break that record. You're 19 years of age now, talking about your last performance, Marius Wack. Big guy, strong guy, been in there, seen it, done it, boxed everyone, was expected to give you rounds. You went in there and took him apart in 2, right? So them expectations are obviously going to be talked about. People are obviously going to do that and compare you with the likes of Mike Tyson, and that is a good thing. And I think the champions feed off that sort of stuff, and that's what you do. You don't let the pressure get you, but you deliver in your performances.
Yeah, like with, do you know what? I've kind of put myself with kind of making the comparison with me and Mike Tyson with completely different styles or whatnot, but I never really wanted to compare to no one. I kind of want to set my own path, like I said multiple times. Obviously, Joshua, Fury, Usyk, Tyson, all them lot, they've set their own path, so I want to set my own.
I think it's the age thing, isn't it? With the Mike Tyson thing, where he become the youngest world heavyweight champion, 20 years of age and X amount of months, whatever that was. You're 19. You put yourself in a position now that Frank Warren was on here talking about you boxing Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clark. He said tomorrow, now. That's the sort of level he sees you at.
Of course. If you look at my last fight, obviously that's where they all get their confidence from.
Ade Oladipo said something that many in boxing agree with. Not every fighter needs to go through long wars to prove they are great. Some show championship qualities early. Itauma's fight against Dillian White was that moment. He didn't need 12 rounds to prove himself. He showed it in one night with speed, timing, and confidence. That performance made even his critics believe in his talent. Sometimes greatness is clear from the start, and Itauma proved it.
He is a heavyweight that moves like a lightweight. Sorry, a light heavyweight. Certainly doesn't move like a lightweight, but a light heavyweight. He just darts in and out so quickly. Like, Nothing about him physically looks 240 pounds. Bear in mind, that's the same weight as Daniel Dubois. He's the same height. It's only 10 pounds less than AJ. It's the same height as Dillian White. I'm sorry, same weight as Dillian White. But you look at his frame, he doesn't look that heavy. It's almost like he's very, I don't know, maybe a lot of that weight's in his legs, but he seems to move and glide around the ring so freely. So yeah, look, I'm very excited about him. I thought that if I watched it again, because obviously I made the video yesterday immediately after watching the fight, so I was very high. And I thought, okay, let me watch it again and maybe calm down a little bit. If anything, I've got higher. If anything, I've gone higher. I think he's incredible. I was at the airport with Lee Wood. And Lee Wood, obviously trained by Ben Davison. Lee Wood sees him train all the time. And he was like, dude, I'm not surprised. Like, I see this guy train all the time. I see what he does. I see who he spars. And sometimes you got to listen to those people. Again, we're not privy to any of that. All we see is a couple of rounds or 2 minutes on fight night. We don't see anything else, where people like Lee see it week in, week out. So look, I think he's incredible. Let's not waste no time. I've already wasted 5 minutes or so. Let's talk about potential opponents. And this doesn't include, again, the top 3 guys. So this doesn't include Alexander Usyk. I'll tell you who it doesn't include. It doesn't include Alexander Usyk.
Some critics tried to downplay Itauma's win by saying Dillian White was injured. But analysts pointed out that White looked strong and focused when he entered the ring. To blame the loss on injury takes away from Itauma's skill, power, and bravery. This happens often in boxing. When young fighters rise fast, people look for excuses. But Itauma's performance left no doubt. His victory showed he is the real deal, and excuses cannot erase what he did in that ring.
It's like he didn't take away, it doesn't really ask the questions. We don't know anything new about Moses. We know he's special. We know he's fast. We know he can punch. We know he's just, he looks the real deal, doesn't he? But it didn't answer any questions. It was pretty much one of the easiest fights of his career, if not the easiest fight of his career last night.
Were you disappointed in Dillian's performance at all?
No, because look, he's 37, 38. I mean, I tweeted on the ring walk, he don't look at the races. There was no wolf howl. There was no, like, you know what I mean? Dillian's aggressive. Dillian's an aggressive guy. Like, I've not felt that. I felt like it's been a fed up Dillian. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was not the Dillian White we're used to seeing. But look, it's hard because you don't want to downplay Moses' performance, because look, Moses has to go in there and beat who's put in front of him. The matchmaking was perfect. It's a great scalp. He's 20 years old. Deserves all the credit in the world. But again, we have to judge on what we saw on Dillian's side, and he wasn't at the races.
We're hearing that he went into the ring with a possible injury. Is there any that you've heard on your end?
Yeah, I've heard it all week. But look,